Hello everyone, welcome to our capstone project titled Cores, developed by myself, Omar Spiller, Scott Lamb, and David Gill. Cores is a player versus player card battler themed around the four familiar elements along with lightning and shadow. These elements correspond to their own card decks that require different strategies to either knock their opponents to a position 0 or deplete all of their health. This inevitably leads to one of their victories. What problem are we trying to solve with Cores? Well, many card games can suffer from a steep learning curve, overly complex mechanics, or gameplay models that create an unfair playing advantage. Creating a unique and balanced feel for multiple playstyles is a common challenge, which can be tricky to be represented and enforced through design and game logic.
To address these issues, cores will focus on clear mechanics that use straightforward actions and effects that are clearly written on the cards. Playstyles that are clearly defined as a starting point, but provide varied strategic approaches without overwhelming the player with too many variables. Our stack includes Supabase for our database schemas and authentication. We then go forward to Vercel, which we use for deployment. Figma we use for asset creation, as well as Procreate. React was our main front-end code framework, paired with Tailwind CSS. All our code is housed in GitHub, and Notion to keep track of meeting notes, assets, and different things to keep track of with the project. We first started with the backend creating tables, schemas, the game engine authentication using Supabase. We then set up a GitHub organization where we house our front-end React project. Using React, we set up templates and framed out how the project will flow. We then finally created all the assets to give Cores its theme and tested and added features as we came to our final product. Achieving this goal definitely displayed some challenges, as we were under the impression some pre-thought out mechanics made sense in theory, but turned out to not be the case when implemented. Time was one of the more nuanced challenges we faced. There were some features we wanted to add, such as battle effects, cards playing, and custom matchmaking, but we wanted to ensure we had a polished product with features already in place.
Next, we will go over our backend on Supabase, our designs on Figma, then finally the demo of our game.
As stated earlier, we use Supabase for our backend and Google authentication for ease of access. Here you can see our test users who've logged in with Google, each linked to a user's table, storing their custom usernames and avatars for their profiles. Looking at our database schema, everything connects through the matches table at the center, linking users, cards, and game history together. Here you can see our cards table, which contains all available cards with their element types, along with the effects that define damage, healing, or special abilities when played. Here you can see our matches table. This is where Supabase real-time WebSocket feature occurs. It stores a complete game state, whose turn it is, cards on the field, and active effects.
Figma was our most used tool for assets and design. As you can see here, we have our initial wireframe. And if we scroll on over here, we have our final designs for the battlefield, homepage, login, and our different cards.
Here is a login page, which uses a Google OAuth 2 on the back end, so it's very secure and widely accessible. Here is my Google account that I'll use. You have to enter a username. Let's say I enter an already taken username. It won't let me, so I'll put in something else. Here is the home page. You can click on the profile in the top right and go into profile. This allows you to change your username. And see it's changed in the top right, or you can change your avatar. Select that one. And there it is. Since this is your first time, you should play through the tutorial, and this just goes over the decks. Here's some key rules, and then this just shows you how to play the game. Once you are ready to play, you click Game Lobby. You can hover over each element to see what they do. Fire has high damage attacks. I pick that and hit Create Match. And then someone will join. And now you can choose to discard. I do choose to discard, and I select Immolate to discard. Once you hit yes, you can now play your card. I choose Flame Burst, which deals 3 damage to the opponent and 1 damage to me. Their health is in the top left and mine's in the top right. And you can also see other stats like cards on hand and armor. You have a 1-minute timer, which I will speed up. And upon reaching 10 seconds, you get a warning. When I play my next card, there are avatar shake effects for damage, and on the right hand side you'll see the game log, and on the left hand side you'll see the last played cards. The opponent chose to forfeit, and that will end the game for both of us. As a team, we brought a concept to life and created a whole game from the ground up. We learned what it was really like to work with a team of developers to construct a full project in the Agile framework, which simulated a real-world example of working in the industry. This included weekly stand-ups, Git reviews, communication, and many hours of hard work. Cores is a game that has a lot of potential and can continue to evolve beyond this prototype. In the future, we'd like to implement features that our time constraint did not allow, and eventually fully deploy Cores and release for public consumption. We also want to give a special thanks to Professor Graham Devine for giving us feedback and suggestions while creating this game. Thanks everyone.